I was shopping for new headphones because these are trash and the other ones broke, so I need something new. I decided for the Audio Technica ATH M50X. Why did I do it? Because of this video. Why this video? Because this guy is the master of reviewing headphones. I mean, over time, of course, looked at a lot of videos of headphones and headsets and stuff like that, and nothing, like literally nothing, compares to the way he does it. His channel name is Ask DRTK. I will link it, of course, below the video. I put myself over here. And we are going to watch this video. We're gonna watch it because I want to show you how he does this stuff. And I also want to show you why his method is so good. I mean, other reviewers, they just come, I mean, they just tell you, is it good or is it bad? He doesn't. He shows you because he measures things, which is amazing. He has graphs. How many headphone or headset videos or comparison videos have you seen that show you graphs? Unless it's graphs of pricing, which means not a lot. So let's get into it. I hope the audio will be fine.
The Audio Technica M50X headphones have been very popular and earned a reputation with home, project, and pro studio users. They're popular with content creators, and they get a lot of use for general listening. So if you're thinking about picking up a pair of these headphones, what should you expect? How are they going to sound? Let's find out. And so in this review, first I'll roll back the clock. I'll unbox these headphones for you so you get an idea of what to expect there. Then we'll do some audio tests. I've got a sine wave sweep, music, and spoken word where we're going to compare original recordings with recordings made through these headphones using my binaural mic. So you're going to get to hear.
When have you seen someone do something like that in a review for headphones and headsets? I think Linus Tech Tips does something kind of that way, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen a lot of videos of them lately. I have seen a video lately of a headset that uses the same speakers but is a headset. And they also said, yeah, this is great. Linus Tech Tips, by the way, uses this headset for basically all around their work. Like when they have their stream, and when they film, they use these headsets, not headsets, headphones. And they aren't cheap. I paid $160 for mine, taxes included, and shipping. Well, shipping was because of Amazon Premium, which I only got because I didn't want to pay $10 for delivering on the same day. Back to the video.
What they actually sound like. Are they a true frequency response? Are they natural? They have boosted bass, boosted highs. You're going to get to hear that. After that, we'll do some game audio. Again, I'll record it on the binaural mic so you can get a sense of the spatial awareness that you're going to have with these headphones. So I do encourage you to wear the best set of headphones you have to listen to this review.
I would never listen to it with these. I listen through my speakers, which also aren't that great, but it worked out fine.
Really going to give you an idea what's going on here. After that, I'll take a look at the build quality, let you know just how well these are made, and I'll go quickly over the features and specs before I give you my final thoughts. All right, so we'll go ahead and unbox these headphones. They come in the usual Audio Technica packaging here. It's nicely put together, not over the top, but just right. So inside, when we open it up, we're going to get a number of things here. We get all our cables in a pouch. There's actually a storage pouch as well for the headphones, so if you want to transport them, that's nice to have. Then we get the headphones themselves. They're wrapped in some plastic. Definitely included in some good biodegradable packaging inside as well. Keep them safe. Take a look at the pouch. It's, again, a standard Audio-Technica pouch here. It's kind of a pleather, has a tie top on it, so this will protect your headphones for you. Next, we'll open up the cables. This set of headphones comes with 3 cables, actually. We get 2 straight cables and 1 coil cable, so
And that's why it costs $160. I really look forward to testing these. Depending on the time they are coming in today, I might use them to play some War Thunder for the dailies. I'm totally not addicted. And tomorrow we will really get them tested. $160, euros. If it's in euros, it always includes the taxes. But yes, 160, which is a lot if you just want to play games and maybe listen to music, watching a movie. That is a lot, but I bought these. What, that is still like 180 Australian? Probably, yes. The thing is, I see this purchase as I will use them for years and years as an semi-professional, streaming and YouTube. So I can say yes, this is a good purchase. Because if I had gone for something cheap, I would have replaced it later when I make money with YouTube and streaming, which is my goal. So I rather pay now more to pay less later. Yep. Yeah, that is the thing. That's why it took me days to this. Wait, days. When did I start? We have Tuesday. Yeah, I started yesterday or the day before. I think I started on Sunday to kind of decide to look into headphones. And I think I looked into it for 12 hours so far, maybe 20 even, because I have the time. And that's why I'm so sure that I wanted these and not others. I thought about getting something even more expensive, $250, but I didn't like the high pitch results that we will see here that aren't there.
a lot of flexibility here depending where you want to use them. They have a locking end that connects into the headphones as well, so that's really nice to see. Then we get into the
Which is great. So that means even if all these cables fail, I can still just get the new cable and still use the headphones. Which is awesome. Which is also one reason why I decided to buy this one.
headphones themselves. Headphones, again, wrapped in plastic for protection here. Open them up. They feel nice. They feel a little more premium than some of the more basic models in the Audio-Technica M line of headphones. Good solid opening here. Headphones have swivel on them, so look pretty nice out of the box here. Everything is as you would expect. Some good padding on the top as well. Looks all right. Now, with all headphones and speakers, before I review them, I make sure that they're well burnt in. I let these run in for 24 hours with different programming through them. And in fact, I've had them for some time and used them for some mixing as well as tracking in the studio, general listening, even some podcast listening. So they're well running.
That's also why I like his channel. He actually does audio stuff. So he knows from experience. And he doesn't look like he started yesterday, He's probably about my age, in his early 40s, maybe mid or end. So he does this stuff probably for decades at this point. So he knows what he's doing. So he has the experience with he actually has experience with a lot of different headphones. So that's also why I really like his channel. He has the experience, and then the extra on top. His room is crazy. Yeah, his room looks amazing. But this is of course his work room. So of course it looks crazy. If you're an audio dude, your room looks crazy all the time. That's the thing. Because you have to have so much stuff for all the audio stuff. It's insane.
And they're going to respond like a set that you've had for a while. So let's get into the audio test and see how they do. So for the first audio test, I'm going to use a sine wave sweep, and I'll record it first directly into the Scarlett 18i20.
Attention, this if you're using headphones, this might hurt you. Lower the audio now.
20. And now we'll do the sine wave sweep through the M50Xs. So looking at the frequency.
Did you see that? Graphs. And yes, it hurt me. Like literally my eyes my eyes are hurting from that sound. It's insane. On headphones, this must really be painful. You have no idea what he's talking about. We are testing frequencies now. That was lows to highs, from the left to the right. That's what we are testing, and how accurate the headphones are compared to the original audio file.
Frequency comparison, we'll start out with the linear here, and you can see that from 20 to 20,000 hertz, it's pretty reasonable. Reproduction's pretty natural across all of those tones. We have in the headphone recording some additional high frequencies above 20,000 hertz. Those are going to be harmonics, resonances that are produced by the headphones because they do have a higher frequency response. Those were not part of the original tone generated by the sine wave sweep.
And when we look at the graph, it's insanely accurate. It's insanely accurate. And how he measured this, you have seen this head. That's a microphone head. Like the ear, it's a microphone. Same on the other side. And that's how he measures these things. That things like that, it's expensive, like really, really expensive. Good audio equipment is really, really expensive. That's why if you're even semi-professional, you can work with headphones that are $20. You can't. It won't work.
Do have a higher frequency response. Those were not part of the original tone generated by the sine wave sweep. So those can give a little bit brighter, more air. And there's one of the things that often gives headphones a kind of a different sound that a lot of people sense, but isn't necessarily part of the original program material. Now we'll take a look at the log analysis. Now we're looking at the log analysis here, and the reason we do that is because the log gives us a better representation of what we would actually hear versus linear. And you can see that from 20 to 20,000 hertz, the frequency response of these headphones is very, very close to the sine wave. So we're hearing what we're supposed to hear. Again, there's a few of those little higher frequencies here, but by and large, these headphones are actually giving a very true representation of the sine wave. Now, that's an individual frequency across the whole sweep. Next, we'll get into some music where we're asking these headphones to produce a lot of frequencies at the same time, and we'll see how they fare with that test. For the music test, we'll start out by recording music directly into the Focusrite Scarlett 18i20.
And by the way, we are 1/3 through the video now. And we have already 2 graphs to compare. And they compare really well. I've seen in testing headphones that are way worse. Like, way worse. I mean, they aren't horrible, but they are not as good. And that's where I was very, very picky. The thing is, I'm a very picky person because I'm poor. You might not believe that buying a 160 euros expensive pair of headphones. By the way, the Blue Yeti microphone here, I think that was also 150 back in the day. I'm not sure if they even are sold anymore. But yeah, audio stuff is expensive. And yeah, I'm always like this. If I buy something that's, most likely being expensive, I look for, the best bang for the buck. And this bang is really good.
And large, these headphones are actually giving a very true representation of the sine wave. Now, that's an individual frequency across the whole sweep. Next, we'll get into some music where we're asking these headphones to produce a lot of frequencies at the same time, and we'll see how they fare with that test. For the music test, we'll start out by recording music directly into the Focusrite Scarlett 18i20. All right, and now let's record the music through the M50Xs.
Okay, so I couldn't hear a difference. I couldn't hear it with my speakers or with these ones, which is another reason why I bought these. The headphones. Well, for the ones who can see, down here is tool has overall frequency, what is played, and here's also overall musical notes. I didn't even know you could have something like that. I think this is awesome. This is an awesome measuring tool that can tell you what notes are played. This is insane. My old ass didn't know this exists. I love it.
And now we're looking at the frequency comparison using the linear method here again with the music recorded directly into the Scarlett 18i20 versus the music recorded through the M50Xs on the binaural microphone. And you
It looks almost identical. It looks almost identical. This is crazy. This is insane.
can see that the frequency pattern here definitely is very, very similar between the two. These headphones on a linear basis are producing the tones we would expect. And now we're looking at the log comparison again of the original recording versus the recording made with the M50Xs. And I can't really say that there's any single area here that I would have to, say doesn't sound or isn't producing the tone the way the original music was intended to.
Yes, same. I mean, I have crappy audio equipment here, so not listening to it is not that, most likely not that great. My speakers are 30 bucks. 30 bucks speakers from Creative. They're good for what they are. And with good, I mean they are fine. I had worse in the 90s, way worse. But personally, I look way more forward to listening to stuff with these headphones. That will be hopefully really good. Like really, really good.
And that's why these headphones are so popular for use in a studio application, whether it be for mixing, because they really do give you a pretty accurate representation of the intended sound. So, from a log basis, absolutely the M50Xs will reproduce music in a way that's very true to the original recording. Now, a lot of you like to listen to spoken word, to podcasts, and that, so let's see how they fare with that. For the spoken word test, I've pre recorded some audio.
Yeah, this test is it sounds stupid to test something like that, but it's actually important. Because I have seen other tests and the headphones change the tone of the voice somewhat. But these don't. At least not in a way that I was able to hear at all.
So first what we'll do is record it directly into the Focusrite Scarlett 18i20. This is a sample of spoken word so we can tell how the M50Xs reproduce dialogue. Now we'll record some spoken word through the M50Xs. This is a sample of spoken word so we can tell how the M50Xs reproduce dialogue. We can see
I couldn't hear a difference at all. Now the graph says there are differences. But the differences are in a way that you most likely can't hear it unless you are an audiophile. But an audiophile won't buy headphones like these. Unless he buys them for a specific purpose. That's the thing, specific purpose.
that overall the sound is there. There's a little bit of a scoop in those mid-lower tones, so that can actually give a bit of a scooped out sound when you're listening to actually spoken word again. So this is the first time we've really seen kind of any deviation on these headphones versus the original signal. But let's check out the log analysis before we make a decision here. And so now when we look at the log analysis, it actually lines up a lot closer. I mean, there's a little bit.
Yeah, there's that one dip that's there and looks big. It looks big. But the rest looks identical almost. I mean, here's a little more. Here's a little more dip, I would say. Here in original we have this fading, but here, you know. But I couldn't hear a difference. But again, crappy audio.
Of information actually missing up in the highest end here. I don't really notice that so much when I'm actually listening to the headphones myself, but that's what the log comparison shows. Otherwise, pretty accurate throughout spoken range, but not 100%. So definitely the music comparison was a lot more accurate. The log comparison on the sine wave was a lot more accurate as well. Here on spoken word, we've got a little bit of coloration of the sound going on. Nothing that would be a problem. Now, let's take a look at some.
I agree, because I couldn't hear a difference. That's the thing. Even if the data shows a difference, if you can't hear it, then is it even there? I mean, of course it is, but if you can't hear it, then it doesn't matter. It's like anything else. If it has no effect, then it doesn't matter that there is something there.
Game audio, and we'll see just kind of what the spatial awareness is like here.
Power items en route.
Now, these are not by any means intended as a surround sound set of headphones for gaming purposes, so don't expect what you get with some other types that have angled drive.
Even your young ears couldn't hear it. Yeah. That shows that they are good. It's that simple. They are good.
Or even multiple drivers trying to reproduce as much of a surround environment as possible. But certainly they can be used for gaming. They do give reasonable reproduction, and I hope the binaural audio test gave you an idea of what to expect.
The thing is, I I can game with these. I can. The sound is horrible. Like there's no bass at all. It is possible to play with these, but it's not fun. It sounds horrible. So an increase in quality of the hearing, that's enough. I don't need 7.1 surround sound. It doesn't really do anything for me. I'm not. I'm over 40. I'm not a pro gamer. I will never play on the level of a pro gamer. I will also never try to do that. So for me, this is completely fine. Completely fine. And I think I will actually do a review of the headphones and link to his video. Because I think that might be interesting. Might be. So yeah, that's also why I chose this. It sounds fine for gaming. I can't complain about anything that I heard. Maybe that's not enough bass, but you can put it in over I don't know, software or some audio interface, whatever. You can do that. You can make them have more bass. That's possible. So there's zero problems here.
Okay, we'll take a quick look at the build quality on these headphones. And as you'd expect, they're pretty well made here. Pretty solid when you try to twist them side to side. The stepped adjustments on the side as well seem to hold in place, so that's quite well done. You can fold them up, of course, if you want to, make them really compact. So for travel, that's nice to have as well. You notice that both sides do fully swivel. That's also really good to have. So you get a lot of adjustment when you put these on, really comfortable. Clamping force is reasonable, but not too much. So, I mean, you're going to be comfortable wearing these for a while. The pads, the ear pads themselves.
Which is also important for me. I mean, if I wear them for 5 hours straight, almost straight, unless I take a piss or something like that, this is very important. You know, being comfortable, not having my ears being in pain after 5 or 10 minutes. Very, very important.
Cells are an upgrade over what you get with some of the more basic models in the line, like the 20s and 30s, even a little better than what you get with the 40s. So they will, they'll wear out, but they're replaceable. You get a
which is also again important. Replacing the pads on a actual headphone speakers, which means as long as they produce sound, I will continue to yes, 5 hours. I think 5 hours is long. I mean, I don't say that I will do 5 hours today because yapping for 5 hours is boring to only doing that. And I'm also already neck pain, so will probably do 2 to 3 hours today and then call it a day and be fine with it. But headphones, wearing them over a long time, they can hurt your ears. And if you have some that don't, they are great. And I hope this will be the case here. And with these, I can switch out the padding if the padding is, garbage, worn down. I can switch out the cables. As long as the headphones work, I will be completely fine because they are the most expensive stuff here. The rest is just, whatever. The padding costs, I think, almost 20 euros, which is insane. But 20 euros is less than 160. Like, not even close. So even if I, over the next 10 years, pay again, I don't know, 60 bucks for paddings for the headphones, that's not a lot. It's less than a new headset, headphones. So I think it's worth it. Same with the cables. If all the cables break, I buy a new cable. Less expensive than a new headphone.
A cable on here, of course, that can be removed. That's a nice thing on these headphones. Comes with 3 different cables as well, so really good to see that. It inserts and then it locks in place, so you don't have to worry about it coming out. So overall, good quality, good build quality on these headphones, at least as good as what you'd expect for the price. Now for a quick look at the features and specs, these are a closed back dynamic design. They have an impedance of 38 ohms, so that's going to work with pretty much any kind of source you want. So if you want to use them with a phone, you want to use them with an audio interface, you don't need to have a special driver, special amp for this. Frequency response is pretty extended, 15 to 28,000 hertz. Sensitivity of 99 decibels with a max input power of 1600 milliwatts. You have 45 millimeter drivers here. They're copper-clad aluminum voice coils here as opposed to pure oxygen-free copper. That's a choice made here by Audio-Technica. The ear cups do swivel completely 90 degrees. It's collapsible. Leather ear pads. They come with 3 cables, as I said earlier, 2 straight and 1 coiled, so you're going to get a lot of choice there. They do lock in, so that's nice, and they're not going to fall out. And these are kind of a mid-weight headphone coming in at 285 grams. So I'll give you some final thoughts on these headphones. In the price range that they fall into, you actually get a lot for your money here. The performance, again, gives you a very realistic representation of what you're intended to hear from the original source. So I really like that. They are comfortable to wear, not the most comfortable headphones I have, but again, price has to be considered here. They can get a little bit warm to wear after a period of time, so you want to keep that in mind, especially with, again, the pads that come with it. You could change it out for a set of velour pads to be a little bit cooler to wear, but they are a closed back design. Now the padding is reasonable on the top, so like they're comfortable that way. No issues at all there. Durability is great. Again, we use these in our shared studio space. We've got a number of sets. Of course, these Audio-Technicas, we've got Sennheisers, Beyers, a real variety of headphones. Everybody likes something different, so we try to have a few different options for everyone. But they do hold up. They're really solid, well made. I do also like the M40Xs. I think they produce even a little more natural sound than these 50s do. And I have a review on that if you want to check that out as well. They're a little less expensive, and again, they're very natural sounding. But these M50Xs have really solid performance in the bass response and highs. You really get the sound. You get what you're intended to hear with them. So I really like them. Would I recommend them? Yeah, absolutely. At the price range they fall into, they're a good value for most use cases. And if you're interested in more headphones or audio production, check out one of the videos on screen. As always, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.
Awesome guy. Awesome channel. I literally subscribed to his channel because he's so good at what he's doing. It's amazing. This is insane. His channel is, I mean, look at this. It's all about audio stuff. That's what makes his channel so good. I will watch some of his other videos about other things, because I think they will be very interesting for me, you know, for future references when I improve my audio setup. You know, having actual, I don't even know. I mean, I'm not satisfied with the audio that I have 100%, but you know, I'm at my beginnings and I'm still figuring things out, and you know, spending a lot of money on it right now. I mean, $160 is a lot of money, but you know, going completely overboard, that's too much. But look at, he tested a lot of headphones and stuff like that, and I actually counted one pair out. Well, I counted this one out. That's cheaper. I thought it doesn't sound that great. But there was, I think, Sony. Yeah, right, Sony. There was one Sony headphone that he tested with vocals, and the female vocals over the headphone, they made me physically cringe. That's why I decided not to buy those, even though they were with everything else equally as oh, where is it?
The Audio-Technica M50X headphones.
Exactly. Equally or even better than an M50X. For about $100 more. So it is what it is. And yes, if you're looking for headphones, or I would, well, specifically for headphones, but also other audio stuff, give his channel a try. And if you're looking for headphones, go and see if he reviewed them, because his channel really helped me. Like every headphone that I took into consideration, I looked it up at his channel, and I have looked up, I think, 6 or 7, and then I got it down to 3, and then 2, and then again 3 maybe, and then again 2, and then I was like, okay, it's this one. It was that hard for me because I'm cheap and I want the best bang for the buck. Uh, okay, here's a quick review of my headphones. Like I promised, I have them now for a week and they're good. They are good. Wearing them for 5 hours, almost completely for 5 hours, except for, short breaks. Um, they feel fine. I mean, sure, there is, maybe I have big ears, I don't know. There's some pressure on the ears, but it's very low, like very low. Um, One thing, if you look here, can you? Yeah, yeah. They have to be aligned. These white stripes here, and I didn't have them aligned at the beginning, and so they didn't function properly. And I was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Yeah. Then after aligning them, everything was fine. Um, they do get somewhat warm after a while, but I'm yet to find them too warm or really hot. And last week we had a heat wave, so it was really warm, and they were fine. They of course are only stereo. You don't have any Dolby surround or whatever. So when you watch my streams and see me playing War Thunder, you see me moving the camera around so can track where the enemies are by sound. Works perfectly. Um, if you only want them for gaming, don't. I think an actual gaming headset might be better. Might be. Unless you don't care about having surround sound, because with this you only get stereo. 2 channels, nothing front or back. I mean, you can make out, oh yeah, they are here and probably there, but I don't know. I basically only hear this side. So I know it's not there, but it's here. So I turn the camera and oh, it's on this side, but back there. Now I actually think that's kind of positive for me as a streamer and YouTuber, because I have to move the camera and it's stereo. So if you know, watch me and listen, you can hear that too. So I think that's very positive. I really do. Aside of that, yeah, They're good. They're fine. So if you liked his video, subscribe to his channel, give it a like. If you like my video about his video and channel, give it a like, subscribe. Until I see you next time. Bye bye.